What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday, September 11th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on odds.com, the odds headquarters. What a day it was yesterday. Holy shit, all the sports together at once. As much as it's so glorious, it takes an enormous amount of work to prepare yourself and to cap these games. And my goodness, I'm thankful. Look, I'm thankful. We know what it's like to not have sports, so I'm extremely thankful that we have them. But man, there was some easy plays. There was some heartbreaking losses with the Phillies late. Heartbreaking. Overall, it was actually disappointing. We missed that. So we lose the Phillies up 3 runs in the 8th inning. We lose the Deshaun Watson rush yards prop. Ended up after the kneel, we lost it by 1.5 yards. We were a half yard shy of that, which put a little dampened it a little bit. We ended up 5-6 minus 1.63 units, but for the week has been good. 13-9 plus 4.43 units. We have Conor Mack on the show today. We also have Dutch Boy Fresh Fridays on the show today. And as much as it's hard work, I'm very, 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 very thankful that we have sports, that we get to cap with each other. And the weekend starts now. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's get to work. We got Mr. Wisdom ready to go. Ostino Ligid ready to go. Michael Irvalina, Beach Boss, says I'm about to turn $5 into 3,200. I am not going. I'm gonna be on the Islanders full game right now, even if Point comes back. The Lightning got 21 shots on goal in the last game. They're hurting. There's going to be no Killorn, no Point. They're banged up. We have no Stamkos. Chris Smith, Chiefs run line and over, cashed out, squeaked out by the skin of my teeth. The Chiefs was too easy. But start the year 1-1 because we lose the prop. And Michael Lunday, it was a great look. So don't worry about it. It was a great look. Michael Irvalina, though, 3-0 to start the NFL season. Got some mad money tonight on tennis. I love it. Jansen should have hit 2 6-event parlays last night's NFL game. The last field goal by KC put the second half over 27.5, but 1 of 2 parlays good enough. Money in the hand for this weekend. I like it. There's Jansen Bonds in the house. Jason Falk, Nick Hubb, Chris Smith, Justin Bilbo, Mitch Bruner, Jimmy, sorry, I'm reading Jimmy the Bag. Next to other. It's very kind of you. Ron Walsek, OG lowbagger right there. Our guy Ron Walsek, whom we love dearly. Ulysses Hayes, Michael Irvalina, the Talisman, Rye Cape, Bill McHugh, Robert Allen ready to go. What a group. Canascat on time. It is very exciting, Canascat. Very exciting to see you're punctual today. Respect. Jason Folks, I'm curious on Jimmy's look on that Jays plus 172 versus DeGrom. I've made no bet so far this morning. But, the first 3 days have been me solo. Today I have Conor Mack. So I feel like, I can take a little bit more time here. But we're looking good in MLB. It was another winning day. Just 3-2 plus 0.80 units. There was a point yesterday where I was like, man, we're going to have another big, juicy day. And things sort of fell apart. There's my guy Paco Healy in the house. Bleds W. Yeah, the Chiefs was very, very easy. And even when they were down 7-0, there's just no concern. But I'm down 0.2 units. Obviously, I bet more on the side than I do on the prop. So we did make some money. It is what it is. All right, Turnsy ready to go. Robert Allen says, I got to be honest, the Stars Kudobin has been really impressive goalie these playoffs. Keeps surprising us. He's been good. He's been very good. And the Knights cost me cash last night. Justin Bilbo says, what do you guys have tonight? Celtics, Raptors. I can't wait to talk about that game with Dutch and C-Mac. Anthony Cook ready to go. Dylan Turner says, this is like Christmas. Ryan Cave says, my Phillies bullpen nightmare. That hurt. It hurt. Derek Z says Michael Porter over. He's been very poor defensively. Nick Cobb says like the Angels had on him today. And Ulysses Hayes, look at this. Take Toronto money line and fade my Mets today. Is it Red Girl's birthday? I see Paco Healy saying happy birthday, Red Girl. Noli Knows saying happy birthday, Red Girl. There it is. I need a birthday pick. Wow. Our Red Girl. Happy birthday, Red Girl. Another OG low bagger whom we love dealing. We've had the pleasure of hanging out with in Miami at the Low Bag Summit of Champions. Happy birthday, Red Girl. I hope it's a wonderful, wonderful day for you down in Miami. Jim Rummy saying, sorry if I break the heart to Dodgers bettors. It finally happened last night. They kept squeaking out. Cordero Lindsay in this joint says, let's cash again today, brother. Liking Boston tonight. All right. There's Noli Knows. And happy 40th birthday, man. Red Girl, you make 40 look so good. Spenny Penny Bombs, great night last night. There's Blake Hager ready to go. Brendan Brown, Leroy Flood, Spenny Penny Bombs. What a group. What a great, great group. All right. And Anthony Cook won big in NBA or WNBA last night. Nice job. NBA was also very easy. And then I got too cute with the Rockets first quarter. Slats 45 says, Jimmy, you knew about Red Girl. Look at your outfit. Yeah, for sure. There we go. Sportsman of the Year ready to go. Junior Louis. All right. What a great, great group. Black Rogue, Miami U in the under. All right. And Jansen says, what do you think about the new MLB trend for pitchers? Look, if this is a 60-game season and you have an average pitcher on the mound, you don't want that pitcher to see a lineup for the third time. It makes perfect sense. In a 162-game season, maybe they don't do it as much, but every game is very, very, very important. Red Girl getting the love from the chat. Tyrone Coleman. I've also noticed that when Tyrone and I are on the same action, it catches at a very high percentage. All right, Tori Coker giving love to our Red Girl. All right, let's get after it. And Taint play of the day already in. KC Moneyline and Taint play of the day cashed for me because I was not going to pull the trigger on the under 5.5 in the Dodgers Diamondbacks game until I saw the Taint play of the day on the full game under. I went with it. Nice casher. And I thought I was in trouble. Man, I thought I was in trouble losing Carrot Top there to a leg injury. Comebacker hit him off the leg. John Connolly, ready to go. All right. Joseph Gomez says, I want to see that shirt that matches the Miami Heat hat. It's a problem with that hat. There's Von Polo in the house. All right, let's get to work right now. We have a huge card in front of us, not as big as yesterday. And we have Conor Mack helping guide us to cash. Let's bring in our man, C-Mac. C-Mac, what up, my man? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Jimmy? How was last night?
Last night was just, it was a wild fucking roller coaster. And, you ask yourself this, and I do when I have a losing day unit wise, but it's actually like a tiny winning night. I guess I'm probably down less than $50, but just because I was betting more on certain spots. But is it worth the price of admission? Like, what was it? Was that? And
the anglers and everything.
Well, I had 11 bets yesterday, and it was such a roller coaster ride. I didn't talk to anybody for hours. I was just by myself sweating these plays out, and I enjoyed it immensely. So was it worth the price of admission? Yeah, I'd say it is. Matt Randall giving you love, C-Mac. How did your day go yesterday?
I went 3-1. I was one of the lone guys, Texans. I took it at +10 and almost backdoor there, push, but I think I learned my lesson,
Oh, if you guys had a backdoored that, I would have fucking lost it. I would have just been so angry.
It would have been a plus.
But that's what you get when you got these. What did you think of Deshaun Watson's performance last night?
Just very pedestrian, I thought. Just he looked rusty. It looked like a week one to me, just very up and down. He kind of looked a little sharp early as he got into the game. Just very rusty, very week one like, and then just far fans in there, very strange. How much is home field gonna matter? Didn't matter last night. So we'll see. It's gonna be wild. I think college a little more will have some of those home teams that are big favorites, 20 and up, might not cover. But I don't know how much in the NFL. But we're gonna see. We're gonna play it by ear. So
and blatantly missing DeAndre Hopkins last night.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Fuller and Cooks, they're solid, but they're B guys. B plus. They're not the one.
Yeah, I enjoyed last night immensely. First time ever, all those sports going on in one day. It was
wow. I know.
It was so wild. It was so wild. So wild. We're having a great week in baseball. 3 straight winning days now. We're sitting at 9-4 on the week in baseball. And I want to keep that going, but I haven't made any moves on this card. Let's attack MLB right now. So it's still, you guys saw the horrific run I went on. It's still an ugly record. 86-86, 50%, but I'm down 12.1 units. My ROI is down 7.03%. The average line's at -112, which is too high. And yesterday we went 3-2 plus 0.8 units. And D Knight says I'm going to put my next 2 months' rent on Toronto tonight. I will support that completely, D Knight. If you have another 2 months' rent sitting in your pocket or somewhere close to you. But I will support that totally. I mean, they've been there. They've done it. But we're going to wait and get to that, even though that's all I want to talk about. Ken Rise says Trout at Coors tonight. Balls should be flying. Let's get to work right now. We're going to start with the 2 doubleheaders, C-Mac. Let's start with this Orioles-Yankees doubleheader. Do we have confirmation on the Game 1 starters? We do. Cobb, Cole is what we are dealing with. Cobb, Cole. I was going to be on the under 5 yesterday. Okay. First 5, under 5. And I'm not sure how that would have played out. I was questioning it. It was part of the reason was Keegan Aiken was supposed to start, and now he's in game 2 against Tanaka, and the Yankees just aren't hitting lefties. Alex Cobb, Garrett Cole. Alex Cobb is somebody that I have a vividness bias because of how good he was with the Rays years ago against the Jays, and he's not that pitcher anymore. He's coming back from an injury, pitching a 5-0 loss to Toronto August 29th. He allowed 5 runs in 4 innings. He's got really good numbers against the Yankees. He seems to step up in big games, but we haven't seen him in a big game in 3 years. 7-4, 2.92 ERA, 18 appearances against the Yankees. And then we have this giant question mark in both the Yankees and Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is on pace to obviously it's not a 162-game season, but if it was, he would shatter the home runs allowed mark. He's getting hit very, very hard. Every single statistic that you look at, it's much worse right now for Garrett Cole, just except for Ks. 70 Ks in 52 innings. Everything else is bad. Orioles 264, 770 OPS versus righties. They hit righties hard. Their bullpen is better than the Yankees. This is crazy. Yankees are 6-15 in the last 21 games. They're just a game and a half ahead of Baltimore. They did end their 5-game losing streak Wednesday when we doubled up on the Yankees against my Jays. Very, very interesting spot here. But it is the very dangerous doubleheader. So this total is at 6.5. Yankees open up at -210. That's where they are right now. Take it away, C-Mac. What do you think? Game 1, Yankees, Orioles.
The only look is what you said. I look at the under. I think you got to like the Orioles in one of these games. I just don't like it in these 2. Yeah, and I haven't liked doubleheaders. I played one this year, and Tanaka threw pitch great, and Freeman came up in a 2-run bomb in the game. And that just made me even more bullish on these doubleheaders. But Cole's you can't keep going. He's been getting rocked. He looks like Pirates Garrett Cole, right? I mean, he looks like Garrett Cole from 5 years ago or so. He's still dominant, but I want nothing to do with the game. I'd lean under.
Lean under. Lean right now. Ride Cape says Yankees don't win 7-inning games. Yeah. 6.5 runs. Let's go over to weather. I couldn't get my site that I was using was not coming up this morning. It's up now. Let's see what we're dealing with. 79 Fahrenheit, 10 miles per hour in. 10 miles per hour in. Oof. So, I mean, it's not, cold. 79 Fahrenheit is nice, but 10 miles per hour in could help that under. Let's see what we had market move-wise on this. Yeah, quite a juicy move to the under. In fact, I don't even know if the 6.5 will be here unless I bet it right now. Let's see where it is right now.
It might go.
6.5 at -120. Matt Randall says Baltimore bats have been hot.
Yeah, I took him the other day, first 5 against the Mets. They held on there 6-5. They have been swinging it.
Steve Glass says, I was with Jimmy and Cole yesterday, but now with a lefty on the mound, I'm fading Cole. That's not. We thought it was going to be Keegan Aiken. It's not Keegan Aiken, Steven. And Ulysses says weather is good out there. It is Alex Cobb. Ben Sports 24/7 says the Yankees game 1 is the play. Cole's being blasted. He should definitely pitch better today. He'll be focused for sure. Chris Smith says stay away game might take Baltimore money line. Alex Cobb right now, I can't back.
Just can't back him.
I can't take the under here, regardless of the weather. All right, so Bright Ware said we fading Cole, especially 7 innings till he wins. There's Sunny Springs ready to go. Great group of cappers with us right now. We got Black Rogue, JL. We got Mayfer Osagera, Ben Sports 24/7, Chris Smith, Jin Rummy, Tom and Tom in the house. And Jerry Beatty says there are better spots on the card. Jin Rummy, though, is on Yankees -1.5. Wow. You don't see Jin Rummy make those moves there. -1.5 and -115. Interesting. Big Franco's on the Yankees. Black Rogue leaning Yankees. Yeah, I guess I would lean to the Yankees, but what's the point of taking this big of a favorite when Garrett Cole is questionable at this point? So, okay, game 2. Do we have a line out for game 2, Yankees? Yes, we do. So it's Keegan Aiken versus Masahiro Tanaka. Similar numbers, although the over is juiced at -120 this time around, and the run line is a little bit better. So, no, I should take that back. Sorry, Cole's -260.
Yeah.
Cole's -260. So the run line's -115 there. In game 2, Tanaka's -220, and the run line's +100. I mean, we've seen Keegan Aiken pitch 5 in the 3rd innings against Cole, against these Orioles. I guess Big Franco says Yankees Cole, if not now, then when? I guess this is just a complete. Ken Mizrahi says Glieber is heating up. Are you just going to stay away from this double dip?
Yeah, I mean, you just can't take Garrett. They got to win. Yankees got to win here. It's this season's almost over. It's just so crazy to say. So you got to think Garrett Cole there in game 1. In game 2, I'd lay off it too. I mean, Tanaka. I don't like anything about it. What about you?
Yeah, Tanaka. 3.70 ERA and 16 career starts against Baltimore. 3.38 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. The Yankees don't hit lefties. We know the O's hit righties. What's the point of taking a huge favorite in this situation? There's got to be better ones on the court, like Jerry Beatty is saying. On the card, excuse me.
See, Keegan Aiken pitch, though, again. I mean, he threw well.
He did.
In his first start. So I'd like to see him maybe one more time or so, get a feel, catch a little of that game.
Ulysses makes interesting points. As Yankees for the sweep. No thinking here, especially on 9/11. Big Franco says, "Don't be surprised if they win both." I wonder the 9/11 angle, if that would be more in play if Yankee Stadium was sold out. You could feel the emotion. You can feel it with nobody in the stands. I'm not saying it's not going to be there, but it's different.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's got to have a different eerie feeling. Yankee Stadium, I'm sure it'd be buzzing. A lot of pride and honor. Yeah, but we'll see. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, let's move on to Phillies, Marlins. Nola Rogers is game 1, but that might not be the case. There's some spots that say Rogers is going to be pitching game 2. But, I wonder if I'm expecting. I don't know. It must be Nola Rogers if they've already put a line out for it.
I see that for game 1.
You see Nola Rogers? Let me see here what I've got. Nola Rogers. Okay, good. Let's cap this then. Who knows? It's going to be a bullpen day for both. So I might not be because Castano might go in game 2. But let's talk about this spot right here, right now. Phillies, Marlins, game 1. At Bet365 right now, the Phillies are -165 favorites. on the run line. They're plus 130. This total is at 6. And it was a real tough loss to take yesterday with the Phillies.
Oof, yeah.
They're up 3 runs. I know their bullpen's terrible. They pick up Phelps, Hale, Workman, and Hembry, and it's about as angry as I've been watching baseball in a little while. And Ron Walsek saying Pirates got slammed on Clemente. So, okay. JT saying Marte single-handedly beat the Phillies last night. And there's Stu Boo ready to get to work. Ulysses Hayes says sweep for the Yankees and Phillies money line. Black Rogue says, told y'all Marlins yesterday. I was thinking about you, Black Rogue, when everything was falling apart for me because I was sitting there watching the game going, look, I was right. Ugh. Very, very, very. Jason Folk said, did you jump on that flip-flop doubleheader trend and grab Detroit last night? I didn't. I had a ton of action. I was talking to Nilo about it, and we were like humming and hawing, do we do it? And in the end, I was like, I've got enough action. I'm going to bet on Zimmerman his one start this year. And when the Tigers came back in the 7th, I was like, fuck. Man. All right, Silent making a move. Miami over 2.5. Said it's a short game, but 3 runs is only 3 runs. We cashed on that Red Sox team total over yesterday. 3.5. We just got to 4. Silent Miami over 2.5 against Aaron Nola. 2.74 ERA, 0.95 WHIP. Trevor Rogers, very pedestrian pitcher, and the Phillies smash lefties. 257, 861 OPS. Marlins have no power against righties. 246, 99 OPS. We'll see if that changes with Starlin Marte in the lineup. This Phillies bullpen is trash, as we just spoke about. And then Rogers making his 4th career start, first here against the Phillies. And he's coming off a nice outing against the Rays. Struck out 10, walked 1 over 6. So he's looking okay. Nola lasted 5 1/3 on opening day against the Marlins, but he's looked so good since a tough start. He's looked so good. Is there a move you might make here?
Again, no way. Not at the Phillies minus 155. Rogers pitched good, striking out 10. I saw a little bit of it. I don't like Nola as much on the road. He's just not the same guy that he is at home. And Phillies, after watching that last night, I know they've been hot before, but that was a pretty bad break. To lose it there. So these double dips, I got to stay off this one. I guess I'd lean under, but because of the starting pitcher, but that would be my only lean.
Rogers, 22-year-old first-round pick.
He's looked okay. I mean, he struck out 10, walked 1. He's had good command. Nola just isn't the same guy on the road. His splits are pretty drastic.
Yeah. And Chili Dog Dooley says, I've said it once and I'll say it again, betting on the Phillies teams in general is just throwing your money away. And Chili Dog's not the only one. Of course, our friend Lowbagger Prince of the City, who lives in Philly, says that over and over and over and over again. And I love it. Okay, Phillies, Marlins. I guess you're right. As much as I like Nola and like the way the Phillies hit lefties, we have a first-round pick, a 22-year-old in Trevor Rogers, who's going to be expected to be a big part of this rotation moving forward. And I'm happy for you won for the money. Gin Rummy, Phillies first half plus 110 was sweet, but not my under 9. Nice job, Gin Rummy. I wish I had have done that myself. And Noli knows, giving us a stat right there. Since 2014, Yankees are 1-4 on 9/11. Don't bet it based on that. That's important. Thank you, Noli. There's this Stu Chaos ready to go. Okay. So, and we don't know who's going in game 2. Yeah, let's see if we have anything up for game 2. No. Okay, so it's a bullpen day in game 2. All right. There, we get through the – oh, wow. And there's Barry Smith. Our guy Barry Smith says September 11th, big day in NYC. I will never forget the smell. Worked in the cleanup. And let's clean up today, Jimmy. What a guy Barry Smith is. Paco Healy giving Barry Smith respect. And, part of the reason why I enjoy capping with you guys so much is there's so many quality guys in our group and on our team like Barry Smith. And much respect to you, Barry. And, it was an unforgettable day and I can only imagine what it'd be like being right there as part of the cleanup. How those memories will last, forever and ever and ever. Okay, Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play is on the Atlanta Braves. He's hitting at 64% with his spreadsheet plays, and one for the money in NYC right now as we speak. Greatest city in the world, NYC. All right, let's go on to Braves Nationals 9-inning games. All right, let's fire away at some 9-inning games. Let's see what we're dealing with. Braves Nationals. Tomlin, Fetty. Tomlin opening up at minus 140. There's been a 15-cent move on these Braves to minus 155. This total opened up at 11. We do see some 10.5s on the board. 10.5s on the board. Viper MB says same run on the Braves large. Fetty a bum. 1 and 3, 5.25, 5.29 ERA, 1.55 whip, 32 and a third, just 12 strikeouts. Fetty has 12 strikeouts, 15 walks, and 8 home runs allowed. 32 and a third. Oh, God, that's bad. And then they're giving Tomlin extra rest for these opportunities to start. He's 2-2 with 3.77 ERA, 1.12 whip. So this is his 5th start of the season. Tomlin moving to the rotation. And most recent start, he was given extra rest. He allowed 1 run in 6 innings against the Nationals. So he's seeing these Nats again. I wonder if that puts him – because, this guy throws so soft. I imagine getting a second chance to see Tomlin might be a nice spot there. Fetty's best start came August 14th. At Baltimore, threw 5 1/3 scoreless. Looked like he might be turning it around, but he just keeps getting touched.
Yeah.
No decision on Saturday against the Braves. 3 2/3, 4 runs, 3 homers. And do we know Soto is not going to be able to play the outfield? He can DH. Howie Kendrick's on the injured list, so they brought up Yadiel Hernandez, 32-year-old rookie, who actually I expect to look good here. I believe he was a minor league player of the year last year or something like that. Braves Nats. What are you thinking here, C-Mac?
I got a little lean. Lately I haven't loved betting double digit unless I really like it overs. But this is a spot where we like the other day with Voth. It went over.
Yeah.
I believe that was 11. That was one where it was strong. But I haven't loved it, starts getting up there. But that would be my lean in Braves run line here, or -1, either one. That definitely Fetty is just not a guy I want to be on, nowhere near. He doesn't get enough swing and miss. I think he throws 94 right down the middle, and Braves should go to town. But lean on that over 10.5, and I think I'm going to take the Braves at -1.
The weather is not conducive for offense, really. 8 miles per hour in is the wind, partly cloudy skies. Jin Rami making a move on the Nationals. Interesting. I mean, you can take Kendrick out of the lineup. It's just such a weak lineup offensively that you need somebody to protect Soto. If nobody protects Soto, then you can just walk him and walk.
They have nobody. They have nobody protect him.
Wow.
He's raking. He looks locked in this year.
Ben Sports 24/7 doesn't like Fetty on the mound either. Derek Z giving us Fetty's numbers there that we went over, just awful. There's Adam Lastman. Melvin Betances joining us. Great to have Melvin rolling with us. Just tomato can Tomlin. Yeah, I don't know. And Chili Dog Delicious. Say what's he meant?
He's only got 12 Ks this year.
It's crazy.
Fetty. I mean, yeah. It's a tough one. I think Braves, and they'll lean to that over, and that would be it.
Oh, nice. We got Fam. Fam, it's been so long, man. Beautiful. New moniker, Tight Tony. Tight Tony. Oh, it's great to see you, Fam. We've missed you, man. And then Ick Schnizzle in the house, giving love to the veterans and the first responders. And Von Polo, Delaware Sportsbook open. And Jin Rami says, waiting for you, Braves bettors, push Nats to plus 145. I'll take it. I expect that will happen. I expect that that's going to continue to happen. All right. Okay. And Jason Folk says, you called those Nats yesterday. What are you seeing, bud? To Jin Rami. And JL says, used to live 2 miles from the park, and I wouldn't worry about that kind of wind.
Yeah, I don't think it's too big.
And at 10.5.
Aren't you a little? I'm just skeptical on overs getting double digits. It's cost me a little bit this year. That's why I just don't love it.
Huh. Yeah. Interesting. Black Rogue says, I'm liking Nats here the more I look. I have some that at 10 I might have some interest. At 10.5, excuse me. Okay, so no moves yet for CMAC or myself. Lots of opportunities here. Let's move on to a beauty of a game. Mets, Jays, DeGrom versus Chase Anderson. The first time DeGrom gets to throw against these Toronto Blue Jays, it will be extremely enjoyable to watch this game. It's getting cold up here, and it's cold in Buffalo tonight. 63 Fahrenheit when it starts. The game will end at about 57 Fahrenheit, possibly 56 Fahrenheit. The wind is 10 miles per hour sideways, slightly out to right field. That's what we're dealing with there. DeGrom, 1.69 ERA, 0.88 whip, 70 Ks in 48 innings. He just continues to do it nonstop. But this Blue Jays team hits righties decently, 249, 771. Not as well as the Mets hit righties, 250, 285, 833 OPS. This Mets bullpen pitching better and better. 1.37 whip, 4.24 ERA, and the Jays bullpen's been so good. But this is a Jays team now without Rowdy Tellez. Bo Bichette will come back at some point in this series with no Teoscar Hernandez. And let's see what kind of market we are talking about here. DeGrom and the Mets open up at minus 180. They're now minus 220. Wow, and this total opened up juiced to the under 8.5. It's now juiced to the over 8.5. And then the big question is, if you were going to mess with a total here, you can expect DeGrom to be great. Question is, what are you going to get out of Chase Anderson? 4.94 ERA, 1.44 whip, 21 Ks, 5 walks, and 23 2/3, 5 home runs allowed. He's the question mark here. Mets, Blue Jays, CMAC. Any move to make here?
You hit it right on the head. I'm going to take the under, but that's the big question is Chase Anderson. He got roughed up for 6 runs on Saturday. And I just don't like him but I think DeGrom brings it. I like it minus 105. I'm taking the first 5 under 4.5.
First 5 under 4.5. Let's see what the team total is if we could focus there instead. I doubt it. That's 3.5, and it's minus 145 to the under. Wow. The Mets team total is 5.5, minus 130 to the under. 5.5 here on a cold night. Joshua Bell, thank you for the kind words. Respect. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And then Bright Ware, love the Blue Jays full game, though. Love the Blue Jays full game, though.
No Hernandez, no Bichette. Their offense has been very streaky, the Jays. It seems like they have a lot of scoreless innings, and boom, they put up 6. Or they put up 8. They've had very big innings, especially late in games. 6 inning on.
Yeah,
very much lately. So I'm leaning towards a little bit of that. Hopefully I can get some out of Chase Anderson. So I'm going to ride with the first 5 under 4.5.
Well, Slats is on that. Robert Allen's also on that. Melvin Betances going no score in the first inning. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Gokster article play of the day, team total over, Anderson getting shelled. I mean, if you think Anderson's going to get shelled, then you would think that the look would be to the minus 1.5 for the Mets, but that's at minus 130.
There's no value, I think, there. Yeah.
Nick Hubb said Mets and Jays both hitting well in the past week. Bright West says as soon as Jacob goes out, the runs will come. And Mr. Gokes, the Mets are starting to hit. They sure are. They're hitting very hard. And Noli knows, yes, exactly. Says if you don't trust Anderson, why not take the Mets? Why not take the Mets here? Is it just too juiced and the Jays are just grinding out offense late in games, C-Mac?
Yeah. And you know what? That's always happened to me. It could bite me tonight. But DeGrom, they never hit for him, ever. It seems like throughout the past few years, the Mets never give him runs when he's on the mound. Mm-hmm. That's why I love taking his unders, too. They don't want to see him swinging when he's on the bump. So that's why I leaned under first 5 too.
And our Paco Healy saying, where is Raven in the desert? A good question. Good question. I'll reach out to him. We have not seen him since the move over here, Raven, in the desert. What a great capper, great guy he is. So yeah, that's a great call, Paco Healy. Okay, and June Remy says who says the price sucks. All right. Okay, so still no moves here on the card, and I don't mind that. Let's be choosy. We're 9-4 on the week in MLB. We don't need to force stuff, and this is somewhat of a tricky card. Let's move on to Red Sox Rays. Triggs Snell. Blake Snell has not been the Cy Young pitcher that we're used to. They Rays opened up at minus 250 at Bet365. They're still there. This total was initially juiced to the over 8.5. It's now juiced to the under 8.5. Ron Walsek thinking about that Jays team total under. It's just too juiced there. It's minus 145 there. So yeah. Okay. Triggs. What are we gonna get from Triggs? He's just gonna open, so he's not gonna be out there long. He's had 2 career appearances, 1 start against the Rays. They were all over him. The Red Sox win 4-3 last night. We hit our team total over 3.5, but when you hit a team total over by a half run, you just are thankful and don't brag about it. Blake Snell, 3-1, 3.74 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, still 45 Ks, 33 2/3, but he's allowed 8 home runs. And the Red Sox hit lefties hard, 274, 795 OPS. That was part of the reason why we were on the Red Sox team total yesterday. Rays versus righties, 239, 749 OPS. Red Sox bullpen terrible, Rays bullpen good. And then we have Bobby Dalbec, who's smashing the ball. He's 6 homers in 10 games, 8 homers in 5 games in a row. And Snell did not look good. Does not look good. Last 6 starts, that's 20 and 2/3 innings. His ERA has gone from 2.8 to 3.74. He's got a nice numbers against Red Sox in his career, but what are you doing here? Is there any move to make here, C-Mac, Red Sox race?
I don't. I looked a little bit to that over 8.5. Triggs might go just a few innings. And one thing, the Red Sox can still swing it, and they can still hit lefties pretty well. Snell's been up and down. He's 3-1 with the 3.74. And he's looked a little bit better lately, but he gave up 4 and 5 innings against the Marlins. That'd be my lean, is a full game over. Triggs might go 3, you think? 4?
Yeah, at the most.
That's pushing it, so maybe team total with the Rays, but 8.5, I think you could get there and get the over here. I'm leaning on it. I don't know if I'm going to take it, thinking about it.
I think that 8.5 does make sense. Look at that Tampa Bay's team total. It's at 4.5, which is just so juicy at minus 145. The Red Sox 3.5 at plus 110. Yeah. Vipers on the over. Mr. Gokster, no score in the first inning. Jason Folk says, what's the best play if you think Triggs is a total fade? Well, it would have to be the Rays team total over, but nobody wants that at minus 145. I mean, the Bet365 is not moving it to 5.5 for a reason. They don't want people on it.
Yeah.
That's going to just keep getting juiced and juiced so people don't bet it. Wow. I have interest in your over. It's such a sleepy dome, And
it's true. Yeah.
It was a low-scoring game yesterday when I thought there was going to be more runs. MMA locker room, you were absolutely right. Edwards-Helaire. Wasn't he incredible last night? He was so good. We got Joseph Browning in the house. Jack Reinhart. And Scott saying best bets. And Maxwell Smart joining us as well. No, we don't. Melvin, we have no. Oh, yeah, we have the taint. The taint came in, right? It was Royals. Why didn't I? For some reason, I didn't copy and paste it. I don't know why. It was Royals, right? Someone backed that up. Royals. Alex Ramirez, Spidey plays of the day are coming in. Let's see what Alex is doing. He's on St. Louis plus 105, Royals minus 125, Diamondbacks minus 110. Yeah, taint was Royals. There's Dark Kent. Man, we haven't seen Dark Kent in a while. Nobody knows his yes, Royals. John Conner said I had Tampa team total over 5.5 last night. Tampa bats ice cold. Well, you know what? Yeah, they are ice cold because they couldn't even get to this Red Sox bullpen last night.
Yeah, they should though today. You got to think, right? With Triggs and then get into today, hopefully swing it. They've been a little cold, you're right. I'm leaning on I might take it. So
yeah. I mean, we would need to get the Sox would need to help us out.
yes. And they hit lefties pretty good. They got some good right-handed sticks still in the line.
Sure.
For how bad they are of a team and don't really care right now.
All right. Very hesitant so far. I'm very hesitant so far on making moves. And Paco Healy says Islanders first period money line plus 115 is a banger. Paco Healy, I think we should use the whole game. I thought about going back to that first period but I think we should use the whole game because of no Killorn, now no Braden Point, possibly, or hurt Braden Point. But if you were the Lightning, wouldn't you sit up Braden Point and make sure that he's right through the stretch if you're up 2-0? I think we'd be better off using 60 minutes. That Lightning team got 21 shots on goal last game just because we know that this Lightning team can step up. We know that they can go down to a short rotation and they're going to, their backs are against the wall with injuries and they could come out strong in the first period. But, Paco was going to hit both. Okay. I'm just going to focus on the full game. Okay, let's move on to Pirates-Royals. Pirates-Royals, and we have the Taint play today. So we talked last night or yesterday in yesterday's show, and we talked about these young pitchers for the Royals. And I was on the under 4.5. So look, and I'm not sitting here saying, oh yeah, I told you this guy was going to no hit. I obviously that was an extremely impressive pitching performance by Brady Singer, but there was hints that he was capable of it, and it was the White Sox game where he only allows 10 singles, and you have to get the ball has to get to the right spot to get 10 singles. I mean, that could easily, if you get a little unlucky with just batted ball in play, that could be 2 singles.
Yeah.
And I think Chris Bubic is a high-end young pitcher who, after watching Brady Singer be spectacular, it wouldn't surprise me if Bubic does the same. And Pirates were smashing lefties beginning of the year. They still have pretty good numbers, 260, 743 OPS, but not as good as the Royals do against lefties, 282, 772 OPS. I have a feeling that Bubic takes care of business. Noli knows Pirates-Royals first 5 under 5. I wonder if this is. I think Taint's on something here. Let's see what I'm dealing with at my book here. Minus 130 for the Royals. Run line's at plus 150. This total's at 9. The first 5 with Bubic and Brault is at 5. What are you thinking here, C-Mac? Pirates-Royals.
2 ugly teams. I want nothing to do with it. I lean Royals, though, here. They're the better team. Vujic is a better pitcher. Brault, he's been okay, but I have both these teams are just, there's just 2 really bad teams. I see a little value with the Royals, but they're minus, what do you have, 125?
Depending on where you shop.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a little value with the Royals, but I'm off here.
Well, Singer gave us the hint of what he's capable of against the White Sox. But look at Bubic. No team hits lefties harder than the White Sox. And he only allowed 2 earned runs against the White Sox on Saturday. There was an error by Franco that allowed 3 unearned runs. So 3 unearned runs come in. Bubic still goes 7 innings. And when you allow 3 unearned runs against a team like the White Sox, you can get down on yourself. You could get pulled from the game early because your pitch count goes up. He still goes 7 strong. I think
look really good. You look really good against the Sox.
I think Bubic steps up here. I really do.
One of these guys can get a win, Jimmy? Sorry, you think one of these guys can get a win today?
yeah. I think Bubic, man. Bubic.
Yo, Boob.
So let's see what we're talking about. If I was to back Bubic here, minus a half is minus 115. Look at this Royals team. They have a 282 batting average against lefties.
They've hit him hard.
Black Rogue on the over.
Yeah.
I think that Ron Crawford says take the Royals. I really do. I think Bubic really showed something. Max Smart says he would back Bubic just because of the name. Well, that hasn't worked with Kikuchi. Although he's had a couple good starts in a row after a year and a half of garbage. And look at Jerry Beatty shouting out our Noli knows. Says, Noli, you're a great asset to us, and you always interact with us. Thank you, brother. There's Guillermo Zertucci in the house. Love you, Guillermo. Okay. Jim Remy says, Royals covered first half in like 15 straight games. John Conley says, you're talking me into the Royals. I'm talking myself into the Royals. I'm going to move on them. First 5 minus a half. Full game -1. Not yet, Biggs Omega, but we're very excited. And we have Dutch Boy Fresh joining Conor Mack and myself. So we're going to get through baseball and then get into basketball. Okay. Taint play of the day. Mr. Wisdom says we accept the taint.
Yeah.
We do.
Right.
Robert Allen says, give me the taint. All right. Okay, let's move on to A's Rangers. So Jordan Lyles, I faded my whole life, and he cost me last start. They used an opener so that he wouldn't face the meat of the lineup to start the game. That worked for the Rangers. Woodward worked there. And then Lyles pitched really well. And then I was reading stuff saying that Lyles was tipping his pitches before.
I saw something about that, yeah.
And now I'm a little hesitant. Guillermo says, all I need is your NBA pick. I do want to talk it out. Guillermo first. I really want to talk it out first. But I like it, Guillermo. It's the Lakers was really easy, but I got too cute, man. I tried to be too good by taking that Rockets first quarter. Okay. Fires, 4-2, 4.93 ERA, 1.43 whip, 42 innings, 25 Ks, 13 walks, 7 homers. A's versus righties, 229, 735 OPS. Rangers have nothing versus righties, 204, 627 OPS. It's Kiner Falefa who's stepped up in a huge way. He hits 8 13 straight, now hitting 320. Lyles has great numbers against the A's. I don't really care about that. That's a pretty small sample size. And Luis Garcia was the opener and pitched a scoreless inning before Lyles came on September 1st at Houston. And Fires, I don't trust on the road. This is a very tricky spot. Fires opening up at -170, now -165. This total sitting at 9.5. I mean, it would be Rangers or no bet, and I'm thinking no bet. C-Mac, you making a move here?
I'm not, but I agree with you. It'd be Rangers or no bet. I can't. My Fires at -180. No way. Lyles is 2-0 with a 1.45 ERA. His career against the A's. If you want to grasp it a little straw there to take it. So one team he's through well against. But I gotta stay off. But it's the juicy value, +170.
Let's W likes the over here. Nice job. Only Hunter cashed on that. Mahomes over 2.5. That was a play that Dutch Boy Fresh was speaking about in the chat yesterday. Ben Sports 24/7 says I like Fires today, especially against Texas. Viper says Fires is a fade, but pass for me. Robert Allen also on the over. Colv Coleon, Vegas King, rolling with us. Love you, Colv. He's making a move. Says he's got a half stack on the A's. Colv doesn't mess around. Big Z's from Banff. Nice. Beautiful Banff, Alberta. Trot Wham. Got to get Trot Wham back in action up here. Christopher Comentine says Rangers hitting 216. And Rycade Wheeler legit broke a nail, puts a start back. Yeah, putting his pants on was the story.
Wow, what a pitcher story.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Hey, guy who breaks his thumb rap dancing. All right. I don't know. How do you make a move here? I just don't. Okay, let's move. I mean, I can understand the over, but it's this ballpark that's just being all unders.
It is.
So, Ben Sports says, "Let's give a 4 runs September 6th against Seattle." Yeah, I won't be backing him against those Oakland bats. Yeah, okay. Let's move on to Tigers, White Sox. Tigers, White Sox. Remember, Robbie Allen, Luis Garcia just be there for that one inning. Is Luis Garcia listed? I think he is listed now.
He's listed, yeah.
Okay, good. So then you don't need to force listed pitchers must start. All right, let's move on to Tigers, White Sox. Casey Mize versus Lucas Giolito. Mize, going through some growing pains, like we saw from Giolito. Mize was number 1 overall pick. I think Giolito was like 5th overall. And Giolito's now a monster, 3.29 ERA, 0.99 whip, 75 Ks and 54 2/3. Tigers versus righties, 233, 698 OPS. White Sox versus righties, 263, 766 OPS. White Sox bullpen been good all year. Tigers bullpen was really good. Is really kind of coming back to earth right now. Chicago White Sox, they've been destroying these shit teams all year, and that's why their record is so good. They're 18-3 against the Tigers, Royals, and Pirates. Giolito, 1.71 ERA, guaranteed rate field. He just looks so good. And then for the Tigers, Candelario hitting Mize, top pick in 2018. He made his debut against the White Sox, and I remember that game well, and I was on the under, and that didn't work out for me. That was Mize's best outing. He's not to be trusted, but again, like we have these huge favorites on this card, and what do you do with them? Giolito opening up at -260, now -290. This total's gone down a full run from 9 to 8. You making a move here?
I want to take the Tigers with that value, +240. I'm thinking about it. Giolito's been so good. The under's at 4. Mize, they pitched against each other 10 days ago, something like that, I believe.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I thought Mize went up against Cease.
Okay, Cease. Okay.
He
pitched against the Sox. Mize pitched against the Sox. Yeah. 4 1/3. Okay. Lean a little bit under. I want to take a dog. That's a really good price. But I've been on Giolito most of the year, and he's been solid. It's Tigers or nothing for me.
Yeah, it's going to be a nothing. We need to speed up because we got to talk NBA here. Let's go Cubs, Brewers, Lester, Woodruff. Sorry, it's my fault. I've been slowing us down. So we're going to need we won't be able to get to basketball for about 10 more minutes here. So I'm looking forward to get to basketball. But let's go Lester, Woodruff here, Cubs, Brewers. Woodruff and the Brewers open up at -150. They're now -170. This total opened up at 8. It's come up a full run to 9. Brewers 263, 842 OPS versus lefties, hitting them hard. Cubs have power versus righties, but low average. Cubs bullpen is been improving all year. Brewers bullpen is strong. Milwaukee snapped that 3-game losing streak with a 19-0 win. 13 extra base hits. Wow. Woodruff coming off a tough start in Cleveland. 4 runs, 3 hits, and 4 1/3. That's a Cleveland team that's not hitting. Woodruff lost to the Cubs at Wrigley Field on opening day. Cubs are 3-4 against the Brewers this year. And Lester hasn't gone more than 5 1/3 in his past 4 starts. Wow. Lester, Woodruff. What about this spot, C-Mac?
Yeah, Lester's not been good. But the Woodruff's decent, but I think there's tons of value with the Cubs at +155, right? I think Woodruff's good, but I don't think he's that good. He's 2-3, 3.91, 55 Ks. I think I might roll with the Cubs here, +155.
I could understand it. And there we go. Noli knows. Brewers first 5 -1/2 is the Red Girl birthday pick. I just think the Brewers are locked in versus lefties right now.
It's true.
Robert Allen says Spenny Pennybombs probably likes the Brewers here. Rude Jude's on the over here. Oh, Mark Ross. That was the loss. He got the 16 parlay would have hit, but he had Phillies. Oh, damn. Michael Irvelina says, are we going to talk early college football lines tomorrow? Not on this show, Michael Irvelina, but CMAC has a show tomorrow right after mine. So on Saturdays, we're only going to go for an hour and a half because the college football show will start at 11:30. So, but that might be because we have Conor Mack on Fridays. That's probably something we should add in, and that's a good point. So I'll take a mental note of that and talk with Conor about it. Maybe we should get Conor's looks. Maybe we can still do that, actually, at the end of the show today, possibly, Conor. Do you have many looks for the college card? Yeah? Okay. That's a good call.
I have a few. Yeah. Sorry, I have a few. Yeah.
Kevin Wise, no, I missed it. I missed your tennis play. Sorry, Kev. Can you pop him up again, Kev? Pop him up again. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, so I can understand seeing value on the Cubs, but I'm not going to make a move there. Let's move on to Indians, Twins, Bieber, Maeda. This total is at 7. Low. Bieber opens up at -115. I bet 35. He's still there. Indians, no power versus righties, 225, 693 OPS. Twins are hitting righties better and better as the season goes on. 251, 779 OPS. Leo Leon says Cleveland, Minnesota under 7 looks nice today. That's just so low. Let's see what we are dealing with at Target Field for wind. Light rain, 9 miles per hour in. The question is there a break? Does this game start and then stop, and then do you lose Bieber and Maeda? Or is this game pushed back and you have Bieber and Maeda, prepared and ready to go, and then they have to sit there for 3 hours and stay, Nick Hub says, love the Twins here, plus money. Is there a spot, Bieber 94 Ks and 57 and 2/3, is there a spot where he's ever going to get touched? I mean, he allowed just 3 singles over 8 innings, struck out 13 on July 30th to get a Target Field. I mean, he's just pitching so well. Minnesota's won 7 of its last 9. And Maeda took a no-hitter into the 5th on August 1st and has beaten Cleveland, 0.82 ERA in 2 career starts against Cleveland. What do you think here, Indians, Twins, C-Mac?
I'd have to just lean under. But you're right. At one point, this Bieber's got to get touched, right? One of these starts. He's been so dominant. 7-0, 125, 94 Ks. Maeda's been great this year. 4-1. 277, 56 Ks. It's an under lean for me. I'm going to lay off it, but I look first 5. I wouldn't even be scared of the 3.5 or full game 7. Both teams have been under ball club. I lean that way, but I'm off.
Yeah, God, I didn't realize how hard of a card it was. We got Kevin Wise's tennis looks there. Zverev over 40.5 and Medvedev money line from our Kevin Wise. Thank you for sharing that, Kev. MMA Locker Room says Bieber, give me his Ks over. Let's see what that is. Certainly not getting the 6.5s and 7.5s we got to start the year. Here we go. Oh, do I not have it up here? Huh. I don't have it up yet. That's strange. Okay, I don't have the Bieber props up yet. Okay, then we move on to Reds, Cardinals. Here I am with only the Royals. And look, it's freezing here. They're saying it's freezing here in Minnesota. Twins full game. Bright Ware staying away from the 3.5 under 5s. Jim Rami says Twins plus 105. John Conley on Indians first 5. Jason Fultz says Indians just can't hit. And versus Maeda today. Huh. Just take a look at that weather quickly. Minnesota, wow, 56, 55, and cold and rainy. That does feel like
sleepy game.
Yeah. And maybe it's a perfect spot for this wind in.
Maeda's been so good this year, too. He's a guy that can get touched, though. He's very good, but he keeps the ball down. When he has great command, his curveball's good changeup. All those years with the Dodgers, when he leaves it up, he can get ripped.
And Joshua Bell on that first 5 under. That might be. And Brightware says no 3.5s. And Prince of the City back and said there's a ton of value on Medi today at even money, and on Osaka tomorrow -180 for her. Some books have her at -160. That's from our Prince of the City. Okay, I wonder if that first 5 under is with that rain and the cold weather. Do you think? I wonder if that affects. Yeah. And Jim Rami says he's got 7 runs projected, including weather and projected starters. Okay, so the only move so far for me is the double up on the Royals. Jason Folk says it all circles back to Jim Rami's Minnesota plus 105. All right, Reds, Cardinals, Castillo, Wainwright. See what we're dealing with here. And I'm to speed this up. Sorry. Castillo opening up minus 110. He's now at minus 115. This total was juiced to the over. It's now juiced to the under. And one book has brought it down to 7.5. Derek C says, is Wainwright really pitching that well? I haven't watched him yet this year. 2.68 ERA, 0.92 whip. He has looked very good and looked very good at home. Castillo has not looked good, but he looked better in his last start. Reds need to turn it on right now. Reds 210, 713 OPS first righties. Cardinals 248, 729 OPS first righties. And Cardinals bullpen's good. The Reds bullpen has been poor all season long. Cardinals coming off that doubleheader split. They got to be exhausted. I keep saying that, and they keep playing well. But how is this team not just completely exhausted? Last out, Wainwright held the Cubs to 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 6 in the third. That came on that 7-2 complete game victory he had over the Indians. 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 9. In one start against the Reds this year, no decision. He allowed 4 runs, 2 earned, 7 innings. 5.14 ERA in 33 career outings against the Reds. Votto 18 for 55 against them. Moustakas 5 for 16, but he's a left foot contusion. I don't know if he's even going to be in the lineup. Castillo finally got his first win. 2 runs, 7 hits, struck out 8 in 6 innings as the Reds beat the Pirates 4-2. Ron Crawford says Cards own Cincinnati. Live dog. What do you think here, C-Mac? Reds, Cardinals.
Yeah, I got to take the Cards here at plus 115. Wainwright's been quietly good, like you said. 2.68 ERA. I faded Castillo all year. He's gotten hit hard. His record shows 1-5. Just under 4 ERA, pitched well his last outing. But I think the value here has got to be the Cards, tired or not. 115. That's a home dog I will take today. Cards plus 115.
Cards plus 115. I'm not going to. I don't want to back the Reds here, and I don't want to fade Wainwright at home. But I'm waiting for Castillo to deal. And look, Noli knows says Castillo deals today. I'm waiting for him to show how good he's been.
Yeah, he's left the ball up a lot this year. He's got hit hard, but he's got good stuff. That's for sure.
All right. Wow, not many moves here. Okay, we have 3 games left. Got to speed this up. Okay, so next up is Angels, Rockies, Canning, Marquez. Angels versus righties, 256, 801 OPS. Rockies versus righties, 247, 720 OPS. Rockies bullpen, 6.87 ERA, 1.60 whip. And they're still, with all these losses, they're still just 1.5 games behind the Marlins for the 8th final National League playoff spot. Marquez hasn't won in his past 6 starts, but Gas Station Sushi, Max bet him in his last start against the Dodgers, and they won that game 5-2, even though he didn't get the start. And he's held opposing teams to 2 earned runs or fewer in 6 of his past 9 starts. So it's not like he's been bad. He's just been lit up in a couple spots. Angels, Rockies. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Canning's never faced these Rockies. Rockies at minus 130 or 135, and this total went from 12.5 to 12. What do you think here? Angels, Rockies.
It's a pass for me. I lean Rockies. Angels on the road are just not a good club. I took them the other day, minus 125. They lost against the Rangers. Maybe at home, but I want nothing to do with Coors Field. There could be runs here maybe tonight. I mean, I'm off.
There could be runs, no doubt about it. Let's see. 6 miles per hour in. Actually, it's not warm in Colorado. It's going to be 63 by final pitch.
Yeah, it's actually cooling down here in Vegas a little bit, so I can imagine Colorado.
We have Noli knows his action here. He's on Mets, Jays, first 5 under 4.5. Pirates, Royals, first 5 under 4.5. Reds, Cardinals, first 5 under 4.5. Yeah, and maybe if Moose isn't in the lineup, that first 5 under 4.5 makes sense with Reds, Cardinals, doesn't it? What is the weather over there? Sorry, very quickly in Cincinnati, in St. Louis, sorry. 5 miles per hour in. Could I get that first 5 with Wainwright? Can I get 4.5? I can. That makes sense. There's Nilo and us. That makes a ton of sense to me.
You got minus 120?
Yeah, I'm going to take that first 5 under 4.5. I expect Castillo to show out at the end of the year here. And Angels Rockies, I like Marquez over Canning. What do you think of these young pitchers who've never pitched in Mile High? I guess this isn't the right example of Mile High because it's so cold.
Yeah, Canning's not a guy should have had any success there. He has struggled all year. I don't see him going long either. So
yeah,
about 4 on Saturday. Not a good spot here, I don't think, for him.
No, Rocky's going to get David Dahl back. He's been terrible all year, but you know, maybe he can turn that around. I feel like Marquez is a nice advantage, but minus a half run is minus 120. That's a 20 cents off from minus 140. There's Sammy joining us. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Princess City says, where is Dutch? Okay, let's just get through Giants, Padres, Mariners, Diamondbacks. Sorry.
Long card.
Fresh. Thank you for your patience here. Cueto, Richards, Giants, Padres. Let's see what we are dealing with. Giants, Padres. Padres open up at minus 150. They're now minus 160. This total sitting at 9. San Francisco finally lost. Man, this team is playing good baseball. Padres have a 3-1 edge on the Giants this season. Richards, that's the question mark. And by the way, like we expected, like I said, I thought was going to happen because we thought the Padres were going to have this great bullpen. Even with the injuries, now they have a 1.88 ERA, 9-2 in their last 11 games. I just feel like the Padres could be a spot here. Johnny Cueto, 4.56 ERA, 1.27 WHIP. He's tricky, but he can get touched. And if you believe in Garrett Richards, then maybe the Padres are the look here. Richards went 7 innings in his most recent start after going 6 in the third and 3 previous. That's hard to trust. What do you think here, C-Mac? Giants, Padres?
I can't trust it either. I lean a little bit the Giants, but I can't. Richards and the Giants have been playing good baseball. I know last night they could only get one scratched across. Yeah, but I got an early lean on the Giants. I'm not going to pull the trigger when I'm thinking about it. Just a value spot, I think, at plus 150. Richards hasn't been that great. He did pitch well his last 2 starts, but he got rocked earlier in the month. So I'll lean Giants a little bit. What do you think about it?
And then the final spot here is UC Kikuchi up against Caleb Smith. Mariners, Diamondbacks. Another interesting spot, Mariners, Diamondbacks. Mariners opening up at minus 115 is where they stand right now. There's total at 9. This last game on the baseball card, and then we will go into NBA. Diamondbacks, worst team in the league against lefties, 214, 598 OPS. Mariners are terrible against lefties too, 189, 602 OPS. But what's Caleb Smith going to give you? He was part of the Starlin Marte trades coming off the 10-day IL. I wonder what he's going to give you. Mariners have lost 2 straight after a 6-game winning streak. Kikuchi's won his last 2 starts. I don't remember saying that in his career. Hasn't walked the batter, struck out 11 his last 11 innings pitched. Mariners, Diamondbacks, last game on the card. What do you think, C-Mac?
I don't like either pitcher here. I'd lean a little bit on the under. Both these teams don't hit well. D-backs just struggle. The bats woke up a little bit against the Dodgers, but man, watching some of these games before that, they can't get a run across in some of these games. So I'd lean under the 9, but I'm passing.
Yeah, what about a first 5 under with these 2 lefties on the mound?
So look, Kikuchi, I don't love, I don't feel great about it's 5. You have a 5?
Ski Profit in the house. Perfect timing. We're going to talk NBA here with Dutch Boy Fresh. Yeah, I imagine I'll have a 5. These teams can't hit lefties at all. Kikuchi pitching better. That under 5 is plus 100.
That's a look.
Plus 100?
Under 5. I'm going to think about it.
These teams just can't hit lefties. And the Diamondbacks just came off this very passionate series. Now Caleb Smith has to come in and prove his worth to this ball club. And Kikuchi, we have this vividness of him being terrible, but I'm going to make a move on this under first 5, under 5, and let's see if I can get a 5.5 soon. First 5 under 5 is at even money right now. Sean Schmidt says roof open. I thought we said that the roof was open. Let me just check that out, and then we'll move on to basketball here. Diamondbacks roof open. And the roof is open. The roof is open, and the weather is it's nice. 95, 3 miles per hour. Man, I think that these lefties can take care of them. Jin Rummy's already on the 9. The over 9 says danger. First 5 under 5 against a team that can't hit lefties. Kikuchi coming off his first good start. Caleb Smith. Sleepy spot after the Diamondbacks fought so hard against the Dodgers. Well, it didn't work going up against Jin Rummy yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't bother going up against him today. Wow, what a small group of action here. Brightware says, I like Seattle here. Jimmy, I've only got 3 plays in 2 games, doubling up on the Royals and on the first 5 under 4.5 in Cardinals Reds. That's the only 2 spots I pulled the trigger on. What is your card looking like here, C-Mac, on this Friday in MLB?
I got the Braves -1. Sorry, one sec. Cardinals plus 115. The over 8.5, Red Sox Rays, and the under 4.5, Mets Jays. And then I'm looking at 2 dogs, and I want to take a look later. Cubs plus 155 and Giants plus 150. I might make a move on, and I will let you know. Maybe by the end of the show, I might have to look longer in the day, but those are mine.
All right, there you go. Our C-Mac, that's his MLB action. Right now, I've doubled up on the Royals. That's the team play today, and I took the first 5 under 4.5 and Reds Cardinals. All right, it is time for NBA, man. I'm so excited to talk NBA. I got too cute yesterday adding the Rockets first quarter, but the Lakers -5. This last 2 Lakers wins were very easy. I know the Rockets came on strong late, but I was not concerned ever. Lakers are so strong. Now we get to talk Game 7, Raptors, Celtics. But let's close on that. Let's open with the Nuggets, Clippers, and let's bring in our man, our NBA expert, Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. Dutch, what up, man?
My man, Jimmy, C-Mac, all the little baggers. Salute to y'all, man.
What's happening? What's happening, man? Very, very exciting action here when we get to talk Celtics, Raptors. It's all I want to talk about, but let's talk Nuggets, Clippers, and get through that spot here and decide whether we want to make a move. First off, let's talk about the market. It's sitting at 8, and this total opened up at 217. It's down to 215.5 at some books. Clippers leading the series 3-1 and looking very strong. This Nuggets team had the slowest pace of the teams in the 8 seeding games in the bubble at 97.5 possessions a game. It's gotten even slower in the playoffs at 94.2 possessions a game, although in this series, because of the Clippers being a little faster paced, not nearly like they were pre-COVID. They're a 100 possessions a game team in the 8 seeding games and in the playoffs. But the series is at 96.63. And Leonard, God, he's just so dominant, averaging 29.2 points per game in the postseason. But it's all about the Clippers' defense on Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray just is not able to do anything against whether it be Beverly, George, or Leonard. They're just shutting him down. 6 for 15 shooting. You can sort of tell even with his body language. He's frustrated. The Nuggets come in shooting 39.7% from the field. Now, they were down 3-1 against the Jazz, but this just seems like a different animal. Let's start with Dutch Boy Fresh. Nuggets, Clippers, is there an angle or a side that you're interested in?
Yes, sir. My man, to follow up on what you said with Murray, in the 3 losses, he's averaging 14 points a game. In the 1 win, he had 27. So he's definitely having a tough time out there. I actually locked in under 217. The last 5 for the Nuggets have been under. So I like that look right there. Personally, off pretty much everything you said, I mean, they're shooting 39% in the series. I think the Clippers are one of the better defensive teams in the league. They seem to be locking down a little bit more. Last game was probably their best defensive game they played in recent history. I really like the matchups, what they put out with Murray, because simply they only have one playmaker, and he's it. Michael Porter Jr. can get his, but he's not really making anyone else better. And then I don't even know if he's going to – I'm sure he'll play because they need him, but after running his mouth like he did, he probably shouldn't get no run. But I'm sure he'll play. but I didn't like those comments. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm on the Clippers -8 full game and under 217. And then I seen that drop, like you said, 1.5. So I'm happy I jumped on it when I did. A couple things to follow up. Paul George is averaging 24 points a game in the first 3 games of the series. Obviously, he had kind of what we've seen from Paul George in the first series. He had a rough first series with the Mavs, so he kind of went back to that, scoring 10 points. I expect him to have a better game. Also with Kawhi, Kawhi's been doing work. He has 27 a game in his 3 games as well. And the one game that they lost, he had 13 points, shooting 4-17 from the field. I don't see that happening again with Kawhi. Kind of just see everything evening out like it is. And I am on the Clippers -8 and under 217.
So you did move on the Clippers -8.
I did. And I had the Nuggets. Me and you both had them +8 last game. But I wanted to take them first half. But to me, the Clippers are just so much better than the Nuggets. And I think at any time they can just put them away. So I'm going to go full game instead of first half. I'm not mad at -4 first half as well. But the Clippers, from what I've seen, are just better. The Nuggets don't have enough playmakers. And like I said, they could throw 3-4 different cats at Murray. And, I mean, he's averaging 14 a game. So we'll see. But I did lock in the 8. I'm not in love with it because I don't really take -8s too much. I really don't really go over 6. But from what I've seen, the Nuggets shouldn't even be on the court with the Clippers when the Clippers are playing Clipper basketball. I got to ride with Doc, Kawhi, PG, and Beverly's loud ass.
They just look dominant. They look so dominant.
They really do.
C-Mac, Dutch making moves on the under. Got it at 217. Nice work there. And Clippers -8. C-Mac, what's your move here? Nuggets, Clippers.
I really don't want anything to do with this game. I had the Nuggets. I have a lean to the under, and I might pull the trigger. I'm not going to take the 8. That's just too much, even though I think the Clippers take care of business tonight.
You were on the Nuggets last game, right?
Yeah, I had Nuggets 8 last game.
Sure.
I just I'm not liking the Nuggets. I mean, looks like they want to go home. I mean, are they getting anything? Porter, threw up a goose egg in the second half.
And then he threw his whole team under the bus. Well,
Yeah. And Murray, like you said, Murray goes, Nuggets go. He's got to score 25 or 30 for them to be in the ball game. So I might take the under here, but it looks like it's already getting hammered. So I'm leaning that way.
A lot of guys liking Clippers. Now, a lot of cappers in our chat hesitant, thinking the Clippers might come out a little sleepy. Because I could understand moving on that 4 first half, but the 3-1 lead is one that always scares me in best of 7 series.
2-2 first halves. So, I mean, when I looked into it, but the last three games, the Nuggets have actually outscored them 57-53 in the first half. So that's what took me off the 4. I actually had the -4 circle when I was looking into that. And then I just think that the Clippers at any time, even last game, it was pretty close. And then also, or game before, it was a pretty close game. And then the Clippers just flipped the switch and, they didn't cover, but it was right there. It was pretty much any time that they really want to, they could flip that switch and just lock them down. And I see them winning by 10 points. Anything can happen, of course, at the end, but I definitely think the Clips -8 has to be the look here.
Huh. Interesting. Now, from a player prop perspective, the one nugget who can be counted on, it seems, game in and game out, is Nikola Jokic. His point prop is at 24.5 points, assists, and rebounds at 42.5. And it's -120 on each side here at Bet365. Dutch, you mentioned that you were interested in the Paul George. He was in foul trouble all throughout the last game. Right. Paul George is at 23.5. So that's a pick 'em either side. The only props that are really heavily juiced in any direction is Kawhi Leonard under 30.5. It's huge, -145 to the under. Jeremy Grant over 11.5. Gary Harris over 9.5, both juiced to the over. Marcus Morris 11.5, juiced to the over, and Zubac has been good, over 9.5, juiced heavily to the over. Paul George 23.5. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Like I said, the first three average 24, so that's right there. Honestly, I'd probably stay away from that. I would like it a little bit lower, but I mean, I think they know that Paul George is probably going to have a good game, so that's why it's up there. That's a little too close for me, to be honest with you. I would prefer like maybe 21, 22.
I feel like Jokic is the only spot on the floor.
Yeah, they can't guard him. They have nobody to. I mean, he's got his every game, I believe, except for game 1.
What do you think, C-Mac? Any player props screaming at you?
I don't really like anything here. Like I've always said, I'm not a huge prop guy. Yeah, the George I don't like. The only one is a joke. It's 24.5 minus 110. I mean, Jamal Murray, like we talked about, he's got to have a game. It's plus 110, 23.5. If anyone's got any
what's Porter's? Is he gonna surprise us all with after running his mouth and come out and just show out, or is he gonna be on right in the pine?
He's at 12.5 juice to the under.
I like that. I think a little more than the Paul George one, but I like Paul George too. I just think when you look at Denver, they don't have anybody. They really need Michael Porter to do his thing.
Yeah, he needs to be playing like Michael Jordan.
Well, Ado says Jokic last match was 23.5. Bookmakers have adjusted to 24.5 since he covered that over easily last match. Yes, in Jokic's last 3 games, he's gone 26, 32, and 26. And Ski Profit with Jokic rebounds. Let's see what Jokic rebounds is. 10.5.
He's gonna score and get his boards, I'm sure.
Yeah, points and rebounds. Jokic is at 35.5 and 35.5. So he went 26 and 11, 32 and 12, 26 and 18.
Yeah.
In the last 3 games.
So he's gonna get that. It's high, but I mean he'll get it.
Yeah. All right. There's one thing I can count on, I think. Kawhi stepping up, but I don't take props at that number, and I can understand why it's due so heavily to the under. And I can trust Jokic stepping up here tonight. Ski Profit taking the over 10.5 rebounds for Jokic. I'm going to take over points and rebounds for Jokic. Over points and rebounds. And I'm getting points and rebounds 35.5 for Jokic. 35.5. And that will be my only look on this game. All right. Let's roll. This R, I thought about you, man. I thought about you and Black Rogue when the Phillies fell apart. Nice work. Nice work. All right. Let's get to – and DJ Green says, what's Kawhi's rebounds? Kawhi's rebounds. Fun having Ski Profit here in the chat with us.
Shout out to my man Ski.
Kawhi's rebounds are 8.5, juiced heavily to the over. Not too heavily. Minus 130 to minus 110. All right, let's roll. Robert Allen says Jokic has to have a great game, and Murray has scored 25+ in order for the Nuggets to cover. So if you like the Nuggets to cover, then you should like their props. All right.
Yeah.
Well said.
Okay, Let's talk about the game of the night. Game of the year for us up here. Celtics, Raptors, Game 7. The universal language. Game 7. Man, this has been fun. The pace did speed up last game, but I was very fortunate to hit the over. I thought I was going to be fine with 6 minutes left, but the Raptors didn't score in the last 4 minutes and 12 seconds. It was a wild double overtime finish. Norman Powell was playoff Powell. I still don't think he should have had the ball. 106. Shot clock turned off. Ball's got to be in Kyle Lowry's hands. I can understand why the Celtics were upset with that Tatum pass. I can understand Nurse sitting there for a corner 3. Celtics fans have every right to be upset about that. And Tatum and Jaylen Brown are such class acts. They're such great basketball players. They have so much character. And Celtics fans know that even when they lose to the Raptors tonight, that you still have a very, very bright future. I look at this here. I see a team that's been there and done it. I see a team that's been there and done it with the Toronto Raptors. And I just get a sense like the Celtics. Now, the Celtics have strong character, but they could be a little concerned that they've let it get this far because it shouldn't have gotten this far. And now all of a sudden, one game, and the Celtics lose.
Yeah.
And Tyrone Coleman says Raps on their way back north. Sammy says fading Raptors. Refs won't help them tonight. It's just the team doesn't get rattled. They don't get rattled. And I'm not saying the Celtics get rattled. Tori Coker says, Jimmy, the refs owe Boston once. One. Marcus Smart, 23, 11, and 10 last game. Tatum, 29, and 14, and 9, but he made some mistakes. Jaylen Brown goes for 31 and 16. I just feel like the Raptors are battle-tested and the Celtics aren't. Jesse Daly says, I'm saying it, the Celtics get rattled. I have not made a move on this game. I wanted to talk it out with Dutch and C-Mac and the Cappers in the chat. Alex Van Hooser, leaning Celtics. Spenny says, Raps another dogfight. Give me Lowry and the boys. Addo says, Raps got it. Celtics makes turnovers at crucial moments. Paco Helio, Raptors money line. And Tyrone Coleman, very bullish on the Celtics, says Boston won't need them tonight, and them being the refs. Dutch, here we go. Game 7, Celtics-Raptors.
All right, my man. This one is a tough game for me, honestly. I was really high on the Celtics. Game 6, though, Game 6 surprised me. They played pretty much a game I thought they would, besides Tatum. And at the end, it's like not like he had a bad game. He had 29, 14, and 9. But if you watch the game, watch him at the end, he was shook. He didn't want the ball. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He did not want it. Kyle Lowry did. Just a little stat throughout, too. Just to me, he's the piece of this series. So in the 3 games that they've won, he's averaged 28 points. And in 3 games that they've lost, he's averaged 14. So shut down Kyle Lowry, and the Celtics will win the series. Easier said than done, I guess. But me, I'm personally going to send Marcus Smart on Lowry the whole game. If he needs a break, whenever Lowry goes out, that's when Smart goes out. If not, Marcus Smart is guarding Lowry the entire game. I am on the Celtics first half. I wanted to go full game. I was tempted to. I'm scared of the Raptors. I think they are very live in this game because the Celtics gave away Game 6. I do think that the Celtics can win this game and will win this game, but definitely I'm scared of the Raptors. And one thing that scares me of the Raptors is the third quarter stat. They're 6-0 in the third quarter. So when they come out at halftime, they're simply outplaying the Celtics. Big ups to Nurse there, and I gave Stevens all the props, but I mean Nurse is doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a coach for sure. Yeah. So I'm very I would not be mad at the plus 120, on the Raptors full game, but I gotta roll with the Celtics first half -1. I've been on the under every single game. I rode it first half, Game 6. Now the market has caught up. I believe it's 101 first half. It's down to 203.5. I can't touch that. I mean, I'm not mad at you, Jimmy, if you want to ride the over, but it's an under series to me, definitely, but I can't bet the under. They definitely finally caught up to that. But I love what I see from the Celtics until, really at the end. Kemba had a horrible game, 2 for 11, 5 points. I don't see that happening again. But really what it comes down to is shut down Kyle Lowry. Stop him. Put Marcus Smart on him. Tatum, don't do what you've been doing. Jaylen Brown, do what you've been doing. And Kemba, do what you've done your whole career except for Game 6. I don't know what the hell that was.
Well, the theme, though, with these spectacularly talented players like Kemba and Tatum is that they haven't done this before. When everything is on the line, they haven't stepped up for their team. Kemba, 5 points last game. I mean, his player props at 20.5. That's juiced to the under. That's the only thing I come back to. Is that I get that. And that's showing. I mean, it showed in Game 6. It showed with Tatum. On exactly what you're saying is what I'm seeing from Tatum is he looked like he never been there before. The moment was too big for him almost. Seen it from quite a few players actually. I didn't expect to see it from Tatum. Jaylen Brown was the best player on the court for them in Game 6, and Tatum has to be the best player on the court if the Celtics are going to win this series. Oh, it's so exciting. So exciting. I'm getting
It's a
nervous.
great game. This is awesome. Honestly.
I didn't think that. I'm not handling the pressure all of a sudden. Okay, C-Mac.
Celtics -1, baby. First half.
Celtics -1 first half.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, okay, Celtics -1 first half. Sammy on the Tatum top score prop. C-Mac, Celtics Raptors game 7. Take it away, my man.
Well, as Dutch said, I was on the under every game as well. Taking it, loved it. Caught up with me in that OT. And the market finally has adjusted. So now I'm not on that. I'm not on that under. I'm looking maybe over. I have Celtics series +130. So I'm off this game. I'm just going to let that ride. But I'm scared of the Raptors. And you think this goes to 3 or it stays at 2.5? You guys, you think it stays?
No, I think it goes to 3.
Yeah.
Already in the last hour, the money line that Padres has gone to +120 from +115.
Right.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
If it goes to 3, I hope it goes to 3.5, honestly, so I could jump on the Raptors. If it goes to 3, I think it has to be the Raptors with the points, But I said, I'm leaning first half.
I don't see a team just laying an egg here. These teams, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very tough game. They finally brought the under down. Now this is what it should be, 204.
Right.
So this is a tough one.
Bright Ware says Raptors will not beat the Celtics 3 games in a row. It says no chance. You're not beating the same team 3 times in a row in a bubble. We just saw the Nugs do it to the Jazz, right?
Yep.
Jesse Daly says people saying Celtics cover easy are the same ones who were calling for a sweep. Ziggy
lose 3 in a row?
Ziggy coming to us from Nigeria says Boston blowout. He's got his shades on. JL saying, Dutch, do you like the Celtics -1.5 first half?
I do, yeah. I endorse it pretty much. Anything less than 2 or less.
So, interesting here. And Dennis is right about this total. This total that's gone down and down as the series has gone on. Says all important players played 50-plus minutes. Everyone was tired. They will all be tired tonight. It's game 7, possession basketball. Game doesn't reach 200.
It will slow down. Now the fourth quarter has in the last game, it kind of just possessions become huge, multiple bricks. Like you said, Jimmy, you didn't get a score for 4 minutes. I could see that happen. And maybe a little bit earlier, game 7 gets tight. Everyone gets a little
just watching these 2 teams, this is definitely an under game. It's just moved so much to where a couple threes. Yeah, and I wouldn't even be surprised this game goes into OT. Double OT last game. These 2 teams are pretty close match. That's why it's such a hard play for me. I kind of just go off of what I've seen. And I don't know if I mentioned the Celtics are 5-0-1 in the first half as well. So, and that's ATS. So everything lines up for me first half, and then the Raptors will probably do what they need to do and make some changes in the third quarter.
This total is climbing as we speak. 204.5 now.
Get up there to 206. Get up to 206, and I'm jumping on the under.
Yeah.
So, Dutch, what's your expectation of the market here? Do you think money line and point spread is going to come in on the Celtics? Do you think we have 1-3 on the board here for the Raptors? Do you think we'll have more?
From what I've seen, people seem to like the Raptors. After that game 6, people were on the Raptors. I know some sharp money that was on the Raptors with getting the points game 6. I was obviously on the Celtics. I didn't expect that to happen. I think I don't know. It's like I definitely think the 3 was coming, but I think overall there's a lot of money average bets coming in on the Celtics, but I think some smart money is probably coming in on the Raptors.
Oh yeah.
Chef says I think we will see a Celtics -3, but it will get bet down quick.
Exactly.
El Chapo took the Raps at +120.
Like I think if I see the 3, I think I have to jump on it because I was close to taking the 2.5, and I felt like when it went to 3.5 in game 6, that was the play, but I found it at 3 and jumped on 3, and I was on the wrong side of that. So,
Yeah.
Well, I am going to bet on the Raptors today, and I had come into this show thinking that I wasn't. I was just going to enjoy the game tonight. But the more I talk about it, look, I bet you Tatum and Jaylen Brown have so much character, and I expect them to play very well. And Tatum is the most skilled player in the series. But the Raptors, there's something special about looking into each other's eyes and knowing that you've been through the wars and you're going to go through it again together. And even if you get down double digits early or something like that, you know you're going to keep fighting. So
if you like the Raptors, I would honestly wait and maybe look second half.
Yeah, that's a good look.
I mean, just from what I've seen too, but obviously it correlates with my bet. But from the numbers, you know what I mean? It's the Raptors make the adjustments and have been playing the better basketball in the second half.
Totally agree.
But it's going to be hard to obviously wait and pass up a 3 if you see it out there.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this market. Right now, the market is moving towards a 2 at these books. So, but that's been changing. So 2 hours ago, it was moving towards a 3. So in the last,
do you want the bucket or do you want a money line with the Raptors? What do you think about?
I've decided that if I can get a 3, I will take it.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, funny you mentioned Conor. When I was thinking about what I was going to do, it was going to be money line.
Yeah.
But the more that we cap this, coming down to the final possession is completely in the cards, and
3 points is a lot in this game.
It is. Maffer going back to Raptors third quarter. Barry Smith says Boston wins by 10. Barry Smith says, Jimmy, don't waste your money. And Jimmy says, why do we rack our brains? Just take Raptors live at +10. Boston Nick joining us says, Larry's had so many minutes in this series. He's going to be worn out, in my opinion. No, man. No,
I ain't putting nothing past that guy. I just want Marcus Smart to guard him, and I'll be happy as long as he's guarding him. It's a great matchup.
They're similar players, both Bulldogs.
But yeah, pit bulls, baby.
Yeah. They're as tough as you get. I can't think of 2 tougher point guards than those guys.
I mean, if you just watch that matchup, you'd be intrigued the whole game. If they just focused on that the whole time.
Jansen says Raps experience plus D wins. I'm going to be on the Raptors, and I agree. If this total keeps climbing, I don't see why we not go under it. Game 7. I was convinced that the Celtics would go back to running in Game 6. And Game 7, I'm not as convinced. Tori Coker saying, bye-bye, Raptors. And Viper MB says, heart of a champion is all I have to say. What a treat it is to have Dutch Boy Fresh here for our NBA breakdowns. Dutch Boy, can you break down your NBA official action?
Okay, yes, sir. So I'm on the Celtics first half -1. I believe the gentleman says -1.5 right now. I still like that as well. I did jump on full game. Clippers under 217. I don't believe you can find that number out there anymore. And then I also am on a -8 for full game.
And Dutch, and Beach Boss saying Celtics are going to roll. From a player prop perspective, is there Larry at 20.5 points? Norman Powell's at 13.5. Siakam at 19.5. Jalen 21.5. Tatum 25.5. Kemba 20.5. You said you expect Kemba to bounce back. Is there any player prop that jumps out at you?
With the Celtics, I mean, I'm not mad at that, Kemba, but I think if we're talking about for you with the Raptors, if you like the Raptors to win this game, Kyle Lowry is gonna have to get more than 20 points.
Yeah.
So, but obviously I'm thinking the Celtics, Marcus Smart, so I'm going to look the other way. But if you believe in the Raptors and you think they're going to show up and win this game, Kyle Lowry's got to get 20. I mean, like I said, he's averaging 28 in the wins, and the 3 wins they have, and 14 in their losses. So that correlates to a Raptors win if Lowry has to have 20 plus. Celtics obviously look for Kemba to to come bounce back. But you got a lot of options with the Celtics. One of those three can definitely show out. I'm honestly wanting to, and obviously Smart has been catching fire as well too. But I would like to see a little bit more of Robert Williams on the court. He didn't get too much minutes last game. Hoping he's all right, and we can get some more run on him because I think that also helps out the defense of the Celtics, and we'll lean more towards our under as well if we can get the right number.
It's the back for him. I truly believe his back is.
Yeah, you called that I believe. Last week you called it out 2 games ago. So
because he's so important to the Celtics squad, there's no reason why he shouldn't be playing more. Just has to be.
Right.
C-Mac, any player props that you're looking at?
I don't really like anything on the player props in this game. We looked at the other one. Yeah, I don't like anything. I'm still on the game. These player props are like
points, rebounds, and assists for Kyle Lowry is sitting at 34.5. In last game, obviously 33, 8, and 6. So
I think all the Lowry's got to be hit. All the props with Lowry should be hit if you're seeing the Raptors come out of Game 7.
You'll have to hit big shots, and he hit big shots last game. So big.
I like Norman Powell too. I mean, I think also he has to have a solid game. But if you want to know who I want to put my money on, it's going to be Kyle Lowry after what I've seen.
Do you think that the Celtics focus their energy on stopping Kyle Lowry?
I do. I hope they do. I hope that that's why I want Marcus Smart. He's the baddest dude on the court to me, and he's a perfect matchup for Lowry. He's a little bit bigger. He's physical. He's the only person that should be on Kyle Lowry because everyone else, I don't think they're afraid of anyone else on that team. Siakam doesn't. He hasn't been doing it. Powell did look like he found himself though. Like he looks like he's got some confidence. So I wouldn't be mad at that as well. But I do feel they want to win Game 7. They better be focusing on Kyle Lowry and put your best defender on him, who's a perfect matchup for him.
Trotwam says I like the Lowry Kemba matchup for the Raps.
Exactly.
So the Celtics do everything to keep Smart on Lowry and not Kemba?
I don't want Kemba on Lowry. He's too small. Like Lowry is just too big, just bullies him around. So I don't know if that answers your question, boss, but I definitely don't want to see Kemba on Lowry. I'd rather him on Van Fleet. Definitely.
All righty. I will be on the Raptors. C-Mac, official NBA picks for today.
I'm still leaning on this under Clippers. I got to make a move. I'm probably going to do it. And I have the Celtics. I'm going to in-game this game. I got Celtics series plus 130. So I'll be right there waiting in-game. Lay something down. So that's my look.
I love it. I'm on Jokic, points, rebounds, and assists. I fear. Okay, I guess it comes down to this. My ROI, regardless, I know this is Game 7, which is different, but my ROI on backing a player in a player prop scenario after he's come off a monster game is so bad I stopped doing it. I stopped doing it a long time ago. 33 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. I don't see why I would do it. But it is Game 7, and if you look at the 3 wins, so we're sitting at a 34.5 points, rebounds, and assist prop. In the 3 wins, so he's gone for 45 in Game 3. In Game 4, he went for 39. And in Game 6, he went for 47. So I get it. Win, do it. So I'm not going to do it. Even though I do think that Lowry can get there, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be on the Raptors. I'm going to wait for a 3. If I think that it's going to move to 2, I'm going to get on this 2.5. I'll be watching it very closely all day. Big thank you to our man, Dutch Boy Fresh. Follow him on Twitter at Dutch Boy Fresh. And I know that we'll be speaking throughout the game, my man. I can't wait.
Yeah, man, it's pretty exciting. It's a great game. Good luck today, Jimmy. Let me hit this first half. You know, if you win, I'm not gonna be too mad. Good luck to you too, my man C-Mac. Best of luck to all the low baggers. Salute to y'all.
All right,
there he is, Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. What a treat. All right, let's move on to NHL, C-Mac. And this is pretty simple for me.
I agree.
Pretty simple for me. The Islanders know the stats. 2 teams have come back from an 0-2 hole to win a conference final series. The 1984 Islanders, the 1991 Pittsburgh Penguins. They know that. That's going to be said over and over and over again. The Lightning are getting worn down. They are a really good hockey team. But now they have no Killorn. Now they have no Braden Point. We know that they already have no Stamkos. This is too much. This is too much to overcome. New York Islanders were 0 for 4 on the power play. They couldn't score on a 5-man advantage. They couldn't score on a 5-on-3. But they're still 16.2% in the playoffs. They know they can score on the power play. I think that the Islanders are the play here. I really, really do. And I'm concerned about that first period look because I need 60 minutes to wear down the opponent. And Kucherov, the skill set, he can score. You can outshoot them 10-2, and you can be down 1-0.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on the Islanders.
Yeah,
it's now or never. This is the game. I mean, Lightning win here, sweeps in order, I think. So they played great last game. They couldn't get it done, So I'm on the Islanders with you, plus 130. And I'm not going to do a period, anything like that, full game.
Yeah, I'm going to focus on the full game. My question is, and I want to talk this out. Okay, there's no question. I'm going to take the Islanders -1.
Okay.
Do you know what the Islanders -1.5 is at Bet365 right now? Plus 400.
Oof. Yeah.
So, Stu Boo says, how about that under? All these games have been going under. I mean, obviously, game 1 didn't, but we're seeing the conference finals going under.
Yeah, play should be tightened here, I think. So I don't have a lean on the over/under.
Well,
tonight.
The under 5's at plus 110.
Yeah.
Rye Cape says Lightning sweep. I can understand the under at plus 110. You're getting a nice number there. And I want to go for this giant score. So this score, by the way, let's see what it is. Let's see what it is before I make my mind up. Let's just go to this puck line calculator that our man Ron Crawford hooked us up with. And Jesus. I just salivated. I just lost my shit. -1 is plus 278. Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to go for the score.
Do it. I like it.
It's just too appealing, 278 for me. So I'm going to be on Islanders -1 tonight. I'm going to stay off the total, but I can understand it. Steve Priest says giant score is the OT at plus 300. I mean, I'm almost getting that for my -1.
Yeah.
And Beach Boss, yeah, of course. Game 1 was a wildly offensive spot. I just like Trotzy. I like what these Islanders have done, and this is a tough spot for the Islanders. Sorry for the Lightning and even if Braden Point plays, which I would be hesitant to do. Stu Boo has Islanders and under 5.5 at plus 255. All right, so a pretty simple breakdown. Simple breakdown. And if you wanted to get a little more advanced with the breakdown, we could go to this Lightning lineup here and talk about what they're going to do with no Braden Point and no Stamkos. And what they've done is they move Cirelli to that first line.
Yeah. So
that first line is now Palat, Cirelli, Kucherov. The second line's Goodrow, Gord, and Coleman. I mean, this is a look. They use Luke Shen on their fourth line, and I love Luke Shen. I think he's so important to have on your team, a guy who will step up, stick up for the guys. But this is too much to handle. So, very simple spot for me. Islanders -1 for a big giant score. Ron Walsack giving a 5-1 final score for the Isles.
Wow.
And Alex Ramirez saying 2 plus 215 on regulation Islanders. I get it. All right. There is our show. Let's do a review of all of our action. C-Mac, let's start with you. Let's go. Oh, actually, sorry. Let me hold that back a bit. C-Mac, what are your favorite looks on this NCAA football card for?
These are my early looks. I haven't bet any of these. I'm most likely going to bet them today. Tomorrow I've been looking. I like Syracuse getting 23, UTEP getting 43. Coastal Carolina is my big dog, +7 at Kansas. Kansas hasn't practiced. Coastal Carolina's had 15 practices. Coastal Carolina beat Kansas last year, and they're returning a ton, basically both sides of offensive defense. So I don't see it. I got to take these points here, and I could see an upset with that game. And then I got one favorite. I got Louisville -12. Those are my looks.
Louisville -12. There is C-Max action. I'm going to watch that again and write it all down. There's Dutch Boy Fresh. What a great job, Dutch, you did on the show today. Okay, C-Mac, can you please review all of our action?
Yeah. So I'm going Braves -1. Mets Rays under 4.5 first 5. Red Sox Rays over 8.5. Cards +115. I have 2 dogs I'm looking at, both +150. Cubs and Giants. I'm going to pull the trigger, I believe, on one of them. I'm going to dig deeper into the games. And I'm leaning on this Clippers game under 216, and I got to jump on it, I think. And I have the series Celtics, so I'll be in game if live, maybe the Raptors, but I'm just riding that out. And I'm with you, Jimmy. Islanders +130. Let's get it tonight. Another dog in hockey, huh? Oh, Bart.
I have very little on this MLB card, and that's okay. It's crucial to succeed, and that's okay. We talked about that Braves Nats over. It's gone from 11 to 10.5. I'm not going to make a move on it, but I can understand making a move on it. We talked about that 8.5 over in Red Sox Rays, Trig Snell. And is this the spot where Snell starts looking like an ace again? I'm going to stay off of it. I am pulling the trigger, double up on the Royals, first 5 in full game. I think Bubic follows in Singer's footsteps. And I think we got the perfect example of what these guys can do when they went up against the White Sox last week. And then I'm on the first 5 under 4.5 in Reds Cardinals. That's a play that Noli knows is also on. And look at Intex. Unders in the NBA, 21-5 since August 29th. Unbelievable. Then in NBA, I'm on the Jokic prop. That's over points and rebounds, 35.5. And then Celtics Raptors, I'm going to be on the Raptors. I would love to get a 3. If I needed 2.5, I'll do that. But I'd like to get a 3. And then I'm on the Islanders -1. So after yesterday having a ludicrous amount of action, not as much here. We can see our Conor Mac Saturday at 11:30 a.m. with Big Ragu and DJ Big Boss breaking down NCAA football. And then I am live with Rob Bebenek Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 2 hours before kickoff in NFL to break down all the games there. But we will talk about our looks on tomorrow's show as well. There you go. There you have it. C-Mac, any last words for these great cappers in the chat?
Oh, everyone in the chat, thanks, man. Another Friday. Let's get it. Let's have a day. Let's have a day today. The weekend off right. Let's get it, boys.
It's been a nice week. Let's keep it going. Nilo, I'm doubling up on the Royals. First 5 -1/2. Full game -1. There you go. We've got nothing without these great cappers in the chat. Thank you so much for all of your insight and help. Jordy Norman says, can't wait for you and Bebsy. I'm excited. Every Sunday morning and every Tuesday night moving forward, we're going to be together, Bebsy and I, live. Robert Allen, Alex Ramirez, Mark Rosado, Paco, Healy, Schaff, Juan Juarez, not applicable. Jordy Norton, Black Rogue, Jason Falk, The Czar, Ulysses Hayes, Nilo, Viper, Schaff, Rude Jude, Michael Irvalina, Intex, Steve Priest, A. Hilly, Mark Hunkefer, Trot Wham, Beach Boss. What a great group. Bry Cape. Thank you guys so much. Alex Van Hooser, thank you guys so much for your support. Spencer Penny G, Spenny Penny Bombs is on Raps Moneyline. Ananobi over 1.5 threes. Serge Ibaka over 1.5 threes. Those are both the plus lines for Spenny Penny Bombs. All right. Let's get after it. C-Mac, can you leche us out of here?
Yeah, let's get it. Leche, los bookmakers. Let's get